Hey everyone, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are tuned in from. Welcome to another episode of What Now? Still in the pandemic, still sitting in my house, still trying to motivate and inspire people. So we're just gonna keep going every Monday and Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Pacific, and 9 p.m. over here in Central European Time. I will be doing a lot of interviews and talks to inspire and motivate people during this time. Even though everybody's getting vaccinated on the other side of the world, we're still in a lockdown. So, and even then, even if we go out in the world, inspiration and motivation is always needed. So today I have another great guest, another legend in the hip hop world, I have to say, DJ Lord Jazz. Definitely known for his part in Lords of the Underground, obviously, and I'm excited to talk to him. So if you have any questions for him, then please make sure you put them in the question box if you can find it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I see you guys. Salute. I was about to email you today, but got away from me, but I'll definitely shoot you an email in the morning. I hope all is well with you. Hey Sally, long time no see. I see you, Chris. I see you, Jerry. I see everybody tuning in. I appreciate it so much. Let's hope that you all get some inspiration and motivation, even if you're only tuned in for 5 minutes. He should be on his way. Honestly, I've only been talking for 1 minute. Sometimes doing monologues feels like forever. It's still cold out here. I hope it's warmer where you guys are because I am cold. Yes, I know that my guest today is in Florida, which is a lot better than over here. And I see that he just tuned in. So I'm just going to get him in here and get this conversation started. And I'm actually excited because in a long time. Let's see what he has to say to us for these What Now series. I'm excited. Lord Jazz, DJ Lord Jazz, come on in. Come on in the live. What's up, Mikey? Haven't seen you in a while. Okay, there you go.
What now?
What now? Yo, how are you? It's been forever.
And you? It's been years and years and years.
It's really been years because the last time you were still in Paris.
Yep. Long way from Paris now.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Time flies, but you still look the same. You don't age.
You do too. You know why? That's hip hop. That's good hip hop.
That's living your dream.
Facts. That also. And you know what? I noticed something. I watched a couple of your shows, and I noticed every show you have a fly jacket on.
I have to, man. Listen, being in this house, I have no reason to dress up. I'm in my sweatpants and my house suit all the time. So this is my time to dress up and shine for at least this part here. So yeah, I got a lot of jackets.
Yeah, man.
But thank you.
Look good.
Thank you. I'm so thankful that you wanted to be a guest for numerous reasons. Obviously, you being a person that I've known for so long, but haven't really, been in touch with lately. Life and stuff. So it's really great to just talk to an old friend. But then also, this What Now series was created to inspire and motivate people during, a shutdown of the creative industry, the pandemic and stuff. So I really believe that you have an inspiring and motivating story having been in this industry for so long. So thank you for wanting to be a guest.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me. And shout out to my homegirl, Nope.
Yes.
About it. And yeah, of course, man. You know how we do it.
Nope is the
First of all, shout out to my team, Mr. Funke, Doitall. It's Lords of the Underground. Throw them L's up. You already know.
Yes. Man, I haven't talked to them in a while either. Like, it's just time goes away. When I look at the photos, it feels like 5 million years ago. And these weren't even, I think maybe they were still photos that we printed out at the time.
Yeah.
This is how old we are, people.
Hey,
But yeah. But we don't look it, so we can get away with it. So the first question I always ask all my guests for this series is, how are you holding up during this pandemic? I know you're in Florida, so everything is pretty much open, but how has this pandemic affected you professionally and personally?
Well, here in Lord Jazzville, Florida, it's like you said, it's been open, so it's like nothing has really changed here. It's really a shame,
Yeah.
but on the other side, it's like, life goes on. I mean, you just have to adapt.
Yeah.
And be careful and safe. But during this pandemic, man, I mean, I always say, if you're not doing anything, if you're an artist or an entertainment business, and you're not doing anything with your craft, I mean, practicing or just whatever. I mean, I think just being an artist, you have to have an outlet. You have to get your ideas out. So
right.
for me, I did an album. I dropped it last year, like in June, like right when the pandemic hit. I was like, I got to do something. I can't just sit around. So I actually do a Friday night mix show. Shout out to my co-host Sincere, he's in here. Bionics, what up? So I do this mix show every Friday, and from 6 to 7, just boom bap or pure just good music that I like. And I was rocking one day, and then after the show, my man from Jersey hit me. His name was True Triller. I didn't really know him like that, but I heard of him. He was an MC, and he was like, "Yo, I like that beat that you played. I played all kind of stuff. I played production, things that I did." And so I'm like, okay. I sent it to him, and the next day he sent me the song done, like the next day. So I was like, wow, I was impressed.
That's quick.
I was impressed, and so I was like, shit, I'm gonna send you another one. Sent him another one, knocked it out, boom.
Became a whole album.
And then I was like, yo, called him like, yo, man, I want to do an EP or album, something. He was like, yo, I was thinking the same thing. So that's how we kind of bonded, and we got together and made this album. It's called Lord Triller.
Nice.
And, we got 10 banging joints. We got Guilty Simpson on it, Naps and Dreads, and of course the 050 team. True is from a crew they're called 050 out of New York. So shout out to Prince Ock, Reek the Kid, Flaqua. They doing their thing in the underground. They've been grinding. So I liked his energy. So we knocked the album out, put it out, did some promotion for it, but it sucks that we can't perform.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I've been doing, and my Friday night mix show. Also overseeing my daughter's project. She's producing and writing her.
Yeah, she's doing great.
Yeah, she's doing.
She's
her
amazing.
Thing. Yeah, man. Thank you. So just keeping her on point. And
she was a little girl the last time we talked.
You remember? Man, yeah.
Yes, I do.
Like 8, maybe.
I'm saying, like, yo, this is so long ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, just trying to stay busy, man. And for this summer, I'm starting a DJ camp for kids. So, I'm gonna be doing that for the summer, because I think now is the time to pass the torch and teach the younger generation.
Yeah.
Really how to DJ instead of just pressing a button.
Right.
Or for the females, they have to wear a tank top with the breast out, and it's like, no, I want to teach you guys the right way to DJ.
The skills, the actual skills.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
That's dope. When you were talking about putting out an album, I spoke to a lot of artists, and during the pandemic, putting out an album, the biggest loss of that is not being able to tour. Because touring also is a big chunk of income for touring artists. But on the other hand, providing people with new music while they're sitting at home is amazing, because we have more time to listen to new things as well. We can pick and choose what we want to listen to while working at home. I mean, that is definitely one thing that has been overwhelming, all the new projects that still come out, because in the beginning of the pandemic, people were like, I'm not putting things out, but then others were like, I am putting things out. So you got to stay creative.
I'm just like, why wait? And the thing, like, Lords of the Underground, we did do an album. We did it last year with the Snow Goons from Germany.
Right.
So the album is done. We actually were supposed to be on tour last year. Last year we were supposed to do a tour. We was gonna drop the album, do the tour. You know, we had everything set up.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic hit and kind of fucked everything up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have that in the stash, and you know, as soon as it's time or ready to drop that, we're gonna drop the project and then do a tour.
And then come to Europe again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can't forget your fans out here.
No, never. I could never forget my European fans. I still didn't get the shot yet. I'm hesitant on that, but I know sooner or later.
Well, here's the thing. You can probably tour the U.S. before you can tour Europe, because we're so behind. My mama ain't even got the shot yet. So it's honestly, we're slow. It might not be until after the summertime. Shout out to Nope. I see you. Thank you for hooking this up.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're really slow with it, and I'm not even predicting a time frame anymore. It just happens when it happens. Like, because it's just frustrating having to think about, oh, maybe then, maybe, I mean, that's what we've been doing. Like, even the shows we had last spring were moved to fall, and then from fall back to this spring, and then we still nowhere. So
that's what happened to us. Yeah.
But I mean, we're ready. We're waiting. The audience isn't going anywhere. The music isn't going anywhere. Music is timeless. Honestly, had I known you were in Florida, I went to Florida all the time. The last stop I had in the States before the pandemic was last year, February, in Florida, because my family was there.
And you didn't hit me?
I know, man. It's crazy. I honestly thought you were still in Paris. I was telling no. Oh, I got his number, and then I looked. Oh, I still got the French number. Like, that's not gonna work anymore. But now that I know, I'll be back in Florida as soon as the gates open up and we're able to fly. Because you know my family live there, so I'll come and visit.
Yeah.
I'll come by Lord Jazzville.
Right.
So you were talking professionally mainly. Has the pandemic had any effect on you personally? Have there been any changes that you made health-wise, as far as, you know, physically or mentally?
Not really. Only thing is, you know, people, especially in Florida, are still saying that this is not real. It's
right.
And I know personally, I've known people that have passed away from this.
Yeah, me too.
And, you know, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke, not at all. And like down here, the Trump supporters, man, they're still outside with flags, like saying,
crazy.
Come on, man. Like,
I don't understand these people, honestly.
Man, it's really a cult. It's really a cult, man. I don't understand it either. Really
so do you feel like you have to do you have to stay inside more? Are you less mingling in the usual way, like going to restaurants or whatever, because you are scared of, not necessarily scared, but you're trying to be like mindful of others?
Yeah, in the beginning, we didn't go anywhere. I haven't flown since the pandemic started. I haven't flown anywhere. So, you know, we're just being cautious and safe. Like the majority of the people, but some people still don't care. They don't wear masks. But I mean, I'm all about, you know, being safe. I don't want me or anybody in my family to get sick, you know?
Right.
But this shit is real, man, and it's taking people out.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, you know, hip hop is timeless, but, you know, people are dropping.
Yes, people are not timeless.
Rest in peace. DMX, rest in peace.
Black Rob,
man. Yeah. And you know, a lot of others, but it's like, wow, man, it's just sad. It's sad. It's sad to see.
It
And
really is. And a vaccine is not necessarily going to save the world. So we still got to be careful. The vaccine is not a cure. You still have to maintain somewhat of a, social distance or
yeah,
just caution.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is, they want you to get a shot, but you still have to wear the mask. And still, it's like,
That's my point.
yeah,
And you
like
got to get
why?
the shot every year because the strain changes, it's, but we can talk about that another time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Honestly, when you said you haven't flown since the pandemic started, I actually flew twice during the pandemic, which
Did
was
you?
completely terrible. Yeah, I had to go to Italy, to Rome for my cousin's wedding. She lives in
Okay.
Rome. She got married, and I decided to take a break and go there. And it was just this whole process of flying was already crazy with TSA and
Yeah,
stuff, but that was just insane. Then sitting in the plane with a mask on is just very uncomfortable. And I
was the
flew
plane
to,
packed?
huh?
Was the plane packed, or did you
To
literally?
Rome. Actually, it was mainly my family. The wedding party was on the
Oh,
plane
oh,
because everybody went there, so that was kind of cool. So we were already in the same
yeah,
space. Might as well just party.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was very strict in Italy because obviously Italy was one of the hardest hit places in Europe when it started.
Yeah.
So their rules over there at the time in September were already like very, very strict, way stricter than over here. And so it was fine. And then in December, I went to Curacao, which is part of the Dutch kingdom. So technically that's a flight within the Netherlands. And so I took that opportunity to go to the Caribbean for 2 weeks. So I had a little break, but that flying was also paperwork, 10,000 of different paperworks and documents and shots and
Yeah,
PCR tests and whatnot. So that will
yeah,
stop me from flying. Just the price you pay for the
yeah,
PCR test, it's insane.
yeah.
So yeah.
Mm.
But I did fly twice and it's no fun with COVID.
Yeah, I'm not with it. I'm not messing with it, not
Yeah, but you're somewhere where it's warm already. I need to find my sunshine. You know where I live, so
yet.
it's cold out
But I
here.
love where you live.
Yeah, but
I love
not
where
if
you live.
if you're stuck, it's too small. Can't move.
Yeah, yeah.
It's claustrophobic, trust me. Um, all
Gotcha.
right, putting that aside, not much has changed for you as far as health wise. You're still doing your thing, you're staying safe, you're working on your music. Going a little
Right.
bit into your story, because I honestly can't remember what year we met. It must have been like 15 years ago or something, if not more.
Yeah, something like that.
But I got to know you guys when you guys were already like on and popping. I mean, listening to you guys in the golden era. I got to meet you and it was great. And I think that, for me, it's just such an honor to talk to all these legends in hip hop. And you're definitely considered one of the legends. So, talking about that, what was for you the defining moment in your life where you felt like, I'm going to do this for a living? I'm going to make this my passion, my job.
Mm. Defining moment.
If there was one.
Man, I would say, because I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say the defining moment would be that people doubted me, and I tell you the reason why they doubted me, because I was from Cleveland, Ohio, and even people in Cleveland, you know, Cleveland is not a major metropolitan city. I mean, it's a big city with a
Right.
big population, but you know, so a lot of people don't think that you're going to make it out of there. And
Really?
yeah, and a lot of people don't. What other DJ you know from Cleveland has made multiple albums and produced?
There might be people, but I might not know that they're from Cleveland.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, as far as I know, I think I'm the only one. DJ.
Right.
DJ. Now you got Bone Thugs and Harmony and Halle Berry and Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they're all from Cleveland too. Cleveland. But so I mean, I think just not being from New York or LA, you already got a strike against you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I think Cleveland gets a bad rap because all of our sports teams always lose. We're always like the butt of all jokes.
That's terrible.
But you know, I want to big up LeBron.
I was about to say, I know LeBron did his thing
because he bought us a championship in 2006.
Right.
Which I don't care if we get another one. I'm good with that one. You know, I can say we're a champion.
Right.
And you know, we're still excited over that, man, because we never won anything. But I mean, Cleveland is a blue collar, hard working, you know, take no bullshit type of city.
Right.
Know? And I think just by people doubting me, not thinking that I was gonna, you know, pursue my dreams like I always wanted to, that kind of pushed me more, you know.
Right. Of course. That's like, you got to prove yourself. I'm going to prove them wrong. It's more motivation.
Of course. And I really have to say, rest in peace to my uncle, Jimmy. He was a big-time promoter in Cleveland. And he promoted a lot of shows. And he was also on the radio. So, you know, when I was younger, he, you know, kind of taught me the ropes and how to do what and where and when and how to talk to people, meet people, and stay cool with people, you know, with your relationships.
Yes.
And look, I've known you for damn near 20 years.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing with me. Like when I meet somebody and they have a positive energy, like me, I try to give off aura. You know, we just connect, man, and you keep in contact. Like, why not? You know?
I mean, we haven't really, but we're always cool. It's like we pick up where we left off. Like,
exactly.
You know, it's life. Life happens. Yeah.
Exactly. Like if I came to Amsterdam.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, yeah, of course. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So it's about building relationships and, you know, just doing the best you can to keep in contact with people. Because you never know what or who somebody's going to be.
Yes.
You know? So I think it's important to just keep these relationships going. You know?
I did some stuff since we met. No.
You say what?
I did some stuff since we met. So, like, I did some important things, but not really.
Hey, you the big journalist out there. You was a big journalist when we were out a long time ago.
That's true.
So it's good to see you. It's good to see you to still, you know, be doing your thing.
Yeah.
It's very good to see you still. And I know you're passionate about it. You know?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful thing.
You were talking about, you know, you coming from Cleveland, a place where people don't necessarily think you're going to make it or pursue your dream. Like it's probably a mentality is like, just do what you need to do. Don't think too hard and don't dream too hard and too big. But so then you prove them wrong. What was for you, if there was a defining moment where you were like, boom, I got this? Was that with Lords of the Underground, or was that before that as a DJ, or?
No, it was with Lords of the Underground. With Lords of the Underground. When we first went to the studio, I drove up to the House of Hits from North Carolina with doing funk, and because Molly wanted to meet us. And actually before that, I set up a show in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Molly and my man Derek L.A. Jackson came down. And Big Ray, what up, Shawzoo? And they came down to see us perform. And we tore the place down. And my man Dude had a cast on his arm. His arm was broke, you know, but, you know, we had to do this show because Molly was coming down. So we tore it out. And I'll never forget, Molly was up in the DJ booth with me. And after we tore it down, he was like, "Yo, man, I want y'all to come to the House of Hits." And you know, I kind of like, my heart just like skipped, like, what? And I think that was a defining moment in my life when Marley told me that, like, wow, like Marley, like this guy is one of my idols, man. You know, we have pictures, you know, in my dorm room, like that's Marley Marl.
That's a cosign that you that just was the stamp of approval. Like I can do this.
Come on, man, that's a bun.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, that was a defining moment, and also, you know, another one I would say is when we put "Here Come the Lords" out, we didn't know how we were gonna be. We were kids, man. We were still in college, so when we did that album, we were just having fun. You know, we were just having fun in the studio, just having a ball, man. I mean, you know us. We're funny guys, man. So we were all
that
about,
you are.
I mean, we were all about, you know, just having fun, unity, you know, hip hop, breakdancing, and DJing and rapping and combining all of that together.
Yeah.
I mean, that was us. That was Lords of the Underground, man. Because when we were doing the album, a lot of gangster rap was coming out, and you know, it was cool. We listened to that kind of stuff, but we was like, man, we got to bring the fun back.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we did these songs, Chief Rocker and Funky Child, Here Come the Lords, Lord Jazz Hit Me One Time, man, it was just all in fun. Like there was no pressure or nothing, you know, with us when we did that album. So, but we didn't know how big we were gonna get. I'll never forget when my manager called us and he said, "Hey, y'all got a show in Paris." We was like, "Paris?" Like they know us. So we went over there and ripped it down. Like people still talk about this show to this day. It was a place called Le Palace, and I'll never forget that. So I mean, I guess I have a lot of defining moments. You know,
that's a luxury position to be in, having those moments that keep, you know, giving you that confirmation that you're doing something and you can keep doing it and you can make your money with it and you can touch people with your art.
You know what, Pay? I really have to big hip hop up. Like I don't know where the fuck I would be if it wasn't for hip hop. Mm-hmm. You know what hip hop has done for me?
The same as it's done for everybody else.
It allowed me to travel the world, see places I can't even pronounce the name of the city. You know, eat good food from all around the world, meet cool people. Hip hop has allowed me to meet my wife, 2 beautiful kids that were born in Paris, France. So it's like, man, when I think back and reflect on things, it was like hip hop has given me
your life.
Damn near.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful, man, and I don't take it for granted.
And I love that you say that because, you know, I don't know if you remember, but I got hip hop tatted on my wrists, and when people
Did you get
ask,
that Lords of the Underground yet?
No, I'm working on the sleeve. I might be able to work you guys in.
Oh, that's dope. My homegirl Nope got one.
I know, she told me. I might have to join her in the Lord gang. But no, the fact that you say this, I love it because when people ask me about my tattoos, well, in the past, they would always refer to rap music. And I always have to explain that the tats on my wrist that say hip hop do not stand for a genre of music. They stand for the culture. They stand for what it gave me in my life, because I can't say if hip hop gave me my whole life, but it definitely formed my life to what it is now, the relationships I've built now. And so I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for hip hop, because hip hop also had me traveling the world. You know, I saw pretty much the entire United States because of hip hop. So, and I talked to freaking legends that inspire me to keep doing what I do because of
Yes.
hip hop. So,
Yeah.
hey, it got me on a little tour over here when I was an MC, you know?
Hey, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
Thing. And I just wish that these new artists would give uh, the pioneers or the legends, man, their flowers. It's like, do
They
your
do. They do. Trust me. It's
yeah.
you know, this is something that I've learned the past few years.
Huh?
We could sit here and bash the younger generation, but there are a lot of kids that
I'm not
actually
bad.
grew up.
I'm
Well,
not
no,
bad.
no, no. In general, I'm saying in general. But there are a lot of kids that grew up with great parents, like, well, I'm not a parent, but like yourself,
Yeah.
who know what the culture is and move from that space. So it may not be the majority, but there's still a whole generation that grew up because
Yeah.
of their parents
Yeah.
in that culture.
Breakbeat Lou, what up?
Yeah, what's up, Lou?
All right. Legendary.
OG, another OG. But yeah,
That's right.
it's honestly it's what we teach our kids or our young ones. And
Yeah.
me not being a mother, I teach my little cousins or
Yeah.
other people's kids, whatever. Like one of my little cousins, well, he's now 22.
Yeah.
I took him when he was younger. I took him to a Pharoah Monch concert. He was wilding out, and I'm like, see, this is what I give to these kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that's dope, man. That's dope. And another dope thing about Europe that I love is, when we doing these tours in Europe, like I'm seeing 50, 60, maybe even 70-year-olds with their son and grandson. Like I'm like wow, like
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy. And crazy in a good way.
Yes.
And just by performing and doing these tours, man, you hear a lot of stories from, the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, you hear a lot of stories that really like touch your heart, man. Like for real. This one guy told me, he was like, man, you know what? I could never forget you guys. I love you guys so much. He was like, when I got married, the song that I played to my wife was Faith. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And just stories like maybe a couple years ago for the last tour, this guy came up to me and was like, Jazz, thank you guys for coming over. We know you guys don't have to do this, but you come over and do these shows for us, and we're really grateful. And he was like, I went with my dad to see you guys in London when we were on tour with Cypress Hill and Funk Dubious. And he was just telling me, he's like, man, my dad loved you guys, man. Like you guys opened up, but you like blew our mind.
Right.
Rocker, we actually made Cypress Hill change their show because we was killing them. So I know we was rocking. And but he was like, I just thank you guys so much, man. And my father loved you guys so much. And he was like, he's passed on now, but I'm here for him. I'm here for him. I know he's watching me right now talking to you. And I'm just like, wow, like, like, it's just stories like that, man, that keeps us going.
Right.
Keeps us going.
And that's the thing. Like when you said you put out the first album, you had no idea what it was going to do.
Yeah.
How does it even feel to be one of the few DJs that actually has a line that the whole freaking world knows and recognizes and chants? How does it feel to have that signature phrase?
Man, I mean, it feels great. And I have to shout out Mr. Funke because that was a line that he said. So shout out Mr. Funke, one of the greatest MCs of all time. Do it all too. And man, you know what? Back in the early 90s, a lot of groups had DJs, but the DJs weren't in the group. They were just like, come on, you could DJ for me tonight and
Yeah.
hire DJ. I mean, the difference with me was, like, I formed Lords of the Underground.
Yeah.
You know, we're a group. It's 3 of us. So I think that's the difference between us and a lot of other DJs. And back then, you know, a lot of I don't know if you saw the Drink Champs, but I was so drunk I couldn't speak.
I haven't seen yours. I gotta watch it.
Oh my God. Yeah. But you know, I kept saying DJs was first. And because we were first.
Right.
So anyway, in the early 90s, you know, a lot of groups came out. The MCs were always in the front. Even doing interviews, the DJ would always just sit in the back and never say anything. So I was like, man, fuck that, man. I'm like, nah, man, we got to change this. So that's when I was
definitely
like,
changed.
Yeah, that's why I was like, man, I'm not a rapper, but Doitall wrote the rhyme for me, and I went in the booth and did it, and it came out how it came out. And I mean, people say it's a classic, so I'm glad that you guys love it. And you know, that was one of my favorite songs, of course. And
how can it not be?
Yeah, I mean, it just feels great, man. It feels great to hear people say Lord Jazz, and then hit me one time.
Yeah.
And it's like some James Brown shit.
but that's the thing, like, you know, as a DJ, being an important part of a group, not just the DJ in the back, right. Having that signature phrase that is timeless, that will probably live on after you've passed, is something that not everyone, not even an MC can do. So, honestly, Funke did it, but it's about you. Everybody knows that's your phrase. So, again, you know, we got producers, you know, just Blaze or whatever. But because I also believe that the DJs and the producers, 9 out of 10 times, they also are intertwined with the talents and the skills. Never got enough credit. So, you know, me as a journalist, I've always put the producers and the DJs in the spotlight when I was doing interviews. I have a whole bunch of DJs and producers that I've interviewed because I never thought they got enough shine. Right. Now, and I wrote whole articles about it. One of my articles about producers not getting enough recognition was actually posted on Violator site because it was such a great piece. So I've always been a supporter of that part of, you know, the music industry, the hip hop industry. But nowadays, DJs and producers are artists on their own. Yeah. How is that for you?
I mean, when I see people like DJ Khaled, and shout out to Khaled, but I've always wondered, like, what does he do in the studio? You know, but,
I know what you mean.
You know, but I mean, shout that brother out, man. He's whatever he did or is doing, he's doing it well.
He found the formula.
He's the thing I do like about Khaled. He has Tara Van, what up? He has a big heart, man. And I think that goes a long way. Yeah. Because it's not just about talent. Not anymore. It's not about talent. You know? You have to be likable. Yeah. You know, you have to respect people.
Oh yeah.
And when you're positive and always uplifting and smiling, and just giving that positive aura off to people, somebody could not like you. They don't even know you, but when they meet you, they like, oh, what? Right. He's super cool. Like, I love this guy. Like, you know, it's like, it's hard not to like him. So I think he's one of those kind of dudes. You know?
I've never met him, but you're definitely right. Relationships in this industry are everything, and nobody wants to work with an asshole. No matter how talented they are, but people are willing to ride for you, even if you're not as talented, because you're a great person. They want to see you win.
Dead on.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. And you know what? Like some of the younger artists that I try to listen to, I listen, but I may or may not like the song. But when I see his interview, and when I see what he's talking about, I'm like, wow, it just changed my whole perception of this guy.
Right.
Like, you know, it's like the lyrics with the, you know, they're mumbling or not saying. I mean, that's not my lane,
Right.
but you know, the kids love it, and so I'm, you know, when you hear that, you think you're like, he's ignorant,
Right.
You know, you know, but when you see these guys doing interviews and they're very intelligent, and they know
yes.
what the hell they're talking about, so I'm like, wow, okay, so that's just an act, you know?
Well, I have a great example of that. A while ago, before the pandemic hit, I accidentally went to dinner with JPEG Mafia, the rapper.
Okay.
And I know his tour manager. He's Max Robin. You probably know him. He's from Paris.
Yeah.
So I was meeting up with Max because he was a tour manager for him at the time. And the guy came down with his girl at the time, and they wanted to come eat with us. And I end up having this real intelligent conversation for like an hour at the table. His girl was pissed at me because I took over the conversation. Max was just sitting there eating. But we had such an extensive conversation about the history of hip hop, politics, cultures, traveling. We even had a conversation about Gordon Ramsay. But when we talked about the history of hip hop, this guy was so knowledgeable. And I told him, listen, man, I don't listen to your music. And he said, don't listen to my music. It's trash. But people like it. So
he told you that?
He told me that he always says his music is trash, apparently. But he knows what the people like, and he knows that people sometimes don't want to listen to, you know, deep lyrics or whatever. But the fact that he knew the history of hip hop, he was looking up to the OGs. He thought I was an OG for the relationships that I had built with people. He was completely in awe of the people that I know. Wow. That made me look so different to this newer generation. I had such judgment, and now I'm like, oh, maybe I should just set away my judgment and stop being such a old school head.
Kennedy, that's my nephew, Twan Kennedy on here. He's my nephew is 24, and he raps also, and he does a little mumbling, but he raps too. But he raps too.
Good.
Dope, man. Actually, before I got my daughter into it, I was with my nephew, Twan Kennedy. So, yeah, check him out, too. You can check
I shall. I will definitely check him out. But, yeah, so we need to stop judging, I guess, people based off of their music, because it could be for entertainment purposes. Yeah. As it should be also. It's not always supposed to be, you know, deep and profound. I mean, it's music.
You have fun. You want to fun. I mean, you know what? A lot of older people might not like the new generation of music, but when your ass go to the club and one of them songs come on, you see the reaction, like you can't help but to like.
Right. I mean,
hey, come on, man.
You know, our parents didn't like what we were listening to, so that's just how it evolves from generation to generation. Right. I want to get a little bit more into some of the questions I still have. And then there's also a few questions from people. This industry, you've been in it for so long. I always say it's a dog-eat-dog world. You know, it's very egotistical, especially hip hop industry. What are some of the quote unquote mistakes that you made that turned out to be your biggest lessons?
Biggest lesson. Mistakes?
Yeah, that you wouldn't make again, and that you want to help the younger generation, the other people with, prevent them from making those same mistakes. It could be not reading contracts. It could be, you know, it could be anything.
Well, every beginning artist always sign a fucked up contract. That's just part of it. I mean,
that's how you learn.
You know, if we could all go back again, we probably would make some adjustments on that, you know, first contract. And like, we didn't have a entertainment lawyer, like, but you live and you learn. And But my thing was always was, um, we always tried to help people out, man. We always say it in our interviews, like we wanted to take the Harriet Tubman way of thinking. Like she not only freed herself, she went back and got other slaves and free. So we went back to the hood and grabbed the dopest MCs that we could find, and put them on the albums, and so they can get off them streets and see the world like what we were seeing. But you have to be ready and willing and passionate about this thing that we love called hip hop.
Yes.
People say that they love it, but when they see the work that you have to do, the amount of sleep that you get doing it, and they like, whoa, I didn't know it was gonna be all like that. Like, I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't easy for us. I mean, a lot of people couldn't do it.
And what you have to understand now is when we talk about certain contracts or certain times, even about what you were able to do back then, times have changed so much. Back in the day, you didn't have the same independent chances that people have now. So it was imperative for you to know the business and to, to teach others when you found out what the formula was.
Well, I mean, we learned about our masters, and getting our masters back. Just things like that, man. I know Prince was very big on owning your master.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do a song.
I mean, he made that whole slave thing, and
didn't own your masters, and a lot of people still don't own their masters. I mean, that's just you have to.
But again, that's a situation. Back in the day, there was not really a lot of choice. You had to get signed to a label to get your music anywhere. So owning we can all sit here and be like, oh, you signed away your masters. Well, back in the day, that was the way to get your music out there. Now it's a different ball game.
And a lot of people sold their publishing.
Right.
A lot of people sold their publishing, not knowing that the publishing is forever.
Right.
That's for your kids.
That's your retirement plan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But let's see what else.
I mean, that's fine. We can go on to the next question. There's a lot of things that we can still, honestly, it's an hour is always too little time for the people that I talk to. Yeah. So I'm just going to go through these. Let me just grab a couple questions from the people. Let me see.
Rio, what up?
Oh, this is a fun question. What is Lord Jazz's first record he's ever bought from Stokes the MC? What's your first record?
Oh, that's easy. The first record I ever bought with my money was Art of Noise. Beatbox.
Wow.
First record. I still got it. First record.
That's awesome. Well, he just asked, could there ever be a new Lord album? Well, that's obviously we were just talking about that.
Well, I can answer it again. We did an album with the Snow Goons. It's called So Legendary. And trust me when I tell you, the album is banging. Trust me when I tell you.
No, Goons are tough.
The Lords, the combination, man, is a match made in heaven. So I can't wait to drop that project. I dropped my own personal album last year called Lord Trilla. You can check that out. Funke actually dropped the album, I think a year and a half ago. Dude was about to drop his solo album.
I bet if you type in on Tidal, Apple Music, or Spotify, type in any of these guys' names and their latest release will turn up.
Yep.
If you missed it.
Right. DJLordJazz.com.
Yes.
We put new stuff up on there. Also, I don't know if I should say it yet.
Premiere.
We're doing an EP album with one of our favorite producers ever.
Who?
Starts with the E. Can you guess? The producer's name starts with an E.
Eric Sermon? I don't know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I mean, yeah, man, we working, man. We working.
That's why he doesn't have time to send me some of his production. I'm kidding. He's been ignoring my calls. I've been asking for beats.
Shout out to E. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to Paris. Happy belated birthday, Redman, K Solo. Yeah. You know,
All Deaf Squad.
A lot of going on, man.
Well, for those who are tuned in,
Runt Dog. He got the hottest album out to me, man. Runt Dog. He's on Gilla House under Redman. Yep. Runt Dog album. Check his album out.
Well, for those who don't know and who are tuned in, I did a great interview with Eric Sermon a couple months ago. It's on my IGTV. A lot of gems, a lot of knowledge. Please check that out as well. I saw another great question from the Hip Hop Collector. How do you guys keep your performances so energetic? There were lots of other artists become more static. He says he loves the energy when watching the shows.
Man,
even at this age.
Hey, listen, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why we don't get put up in the top 5 best shows of hip hop of all time, because I think we definitely up there.
Yes.
I mean, we grew up with watching, idolizing Run DMC, you know, Houdini, you know, groups like that had 2 MCs and a DJ. We wanted to be like that. And, you know, your show has to be, you have to show the energy that you have to the crowd. Because when you give it 110% and you see that the crowd reaction, that just makes us even go harder. Yeah. Like Doitall's eyes is like that when he's looking at the crowd. Funke's jumping up. You know, we pumping the crowd. That's what we about. We about energy and putting on a great show. Because even though like some people might say, "Oh, Lords of the Underground," I don't know about that. But when they come to see a show, they're fans. And
that's the thing. When you put on a record, you're jumping in your house, but you want to have that extra part from the live performance. I've always said it. When you go to a show, you don't want to hear the exact record. You want to have the extras, the extra energy. And I've been to a few of y'all shows. It's insane.
You have to, man. And I'll never forget in Paris, man, I saw my man Ja Rule come out there. And I was with some of my homeboys out there, Joey Starr and Cut Killer and all these guys. So we were at the club, and so Ja Rule comes out. He comes out to like holla holla. So he did 2 verses on that. Then he went into another top record, and then another top record. Like he was just wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, he going way too fast. He did like 3 songs in like 3 minutes. Like I'm looking at my watch like he better slow down. because when you go to Europe, a lot of guys from America don't, if it's their first time, they don't know. Yeah. You have to spin your show.
You have to do the whole song. You can't just do the medley. Song. Yeah.
But you have to extend your show.
Yes.
America, you can get away with 30 minutes.
Right.
But when you go to Europe, you have to at least do 1 hour.
Yes. So, with a repertoire like that, hell yes. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So he was like, wow, 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 wow. And then he was like, all right, John, peace. It was like 25 minutes.
And people be mad. Like, what?
Hey, so look, they were, I remember Joey Starr, he's like, yo, Jazz, like, he's coming back, right?
Right.
Like, he on his way to the airport, bro. He got his bread.
But you know, you're very right, because when I went to shows when I was younger, we would not stand for a half-hour show. You didn't pay no ticket for no half-hour show.
It's a lot of money.
Even if it was a whole lineup of different artists, nah, man, if you have 1 hit, sure. But if you have like 5 albums, come on.
Man. So
yeah.
So I told her, I'm like, yo, he's gone, man. So the crowd was still waiting like he was coming back. So they, you know, in Paris, they get wild. So they throwing body started. They tore
Oh,
the fucking.
same over here. Yeah.
So I was like, Ja Rule, you cannot come back to Paris and bring Jennifer Lopez. Can't come
Or
back.
something. Yeah, exactly.
So shout out to Ja Rule, man. Shout out to
Well, as we are approaching the end of this conversation, I have two more questions for
Okay.
you. One is, who is on your bucket list because to absolutely want to work with in this lifetime still?
Damn, on my bucket list.
Could be new people, young people, could be non-musical people if you want to do something else in life.
Yeah. Man, you know who I would like to work with? Nas.
Wow.
I would like to work with Nas, man. I mean, Nas, he's you know, he's a spitter. I
Yes.
think, and but me personally, a lot of times I don't like I like the beats that he picks. You know, I just think certain MCs they can pick good music to write to.
Mm-hmm.
And certain MCs, I don't know why, for some reason, to me, they don't pick good beats to write to.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that. Trust me.
I don't get it, but I would like to work with him. I mean, I wish he would do another project with Pete and Primo and Marco, me.
Yes.
I mean, that would be classic, man. So
well, the reason I ask these things to all my guests is because I want to speak it into existence. So hereby we're speaking into existence that you are going to work with Nas in this lifetime in your career. And when that happens, I want you to circle back to me and say, thank you, Pay.
No problem at all. No problem at all. No problem at all.
Then,
well, look, before we get up out of here, I just want to say, I thank you. I thank the people watching, because y'all didn't have to be here, but you are. Large Pro's on here? Oh, no, okay. I want to say, if you're thinking about getting into this industry, I mean, with anything, DJing, producing, rapping, promoter, I mean, you name it. Everybody has a talent. Everybody in the world has a talent, no matter what it is.
Right.
You have talent, but do you have the guts to fail? Do you have the guts to fail?
Yes.
Failing is tough, and you have to accept it. You have to accept that shit and get right back up.
That's how you get better.
Exactly. You know, you live and you learn from your mistakes. A famous rapper once said, dreams don't have an expiration date.
They don't.
They do not have
They do not.
If you still have your mind, your body, and your soul, and you're still passionate enough to
keep going. Yeah.
To do it, keep going. I'm a fan of music, not just hip hop, all music. I'm a fan. I'm a DJ.
Same.
I still play this music. So that's why I tell, 50, 60-year-old rappers, it don't matter.
Yeah.
If you send me some music that's dope, that I like, it doesn't matter how old you are, man.
Yeah.
Man, on my Friday night mix show, I play a lot of people that you never heard.
Right.
Because I'm a DJ. I still like to break new music.
I was about to say that. Thank you for being what the DJ used to do. Break the new music.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to, man. You have to. So, man, what I would like to do, too, is I would like to get on Sirius Satellite. Also, I would like to do my show on Sirius Satellite and just, make it more broad. But,
yes.
Man, so many talented people out here, man, that, oh, my God. I mean, I just wish I had the time and the energy to put all of these people out myself.
I know, right? But you have that power to at least expose the world to new artists and new music. And I love the fact that you use that power that you have.
Yes, man.
And it's funny because as we were rounding up, that was pretty much what I was going to ask you, if you wanted to give out something to the world. And I wholeheartedly believe that hip hop does not have an expiration date. So everybody involved in that, because for some reason it's the only genre where people need to retire at a certain age or can't do this or can't do that, when we have freaking Earth, Wind and Fire still doing like saltos on the stage, and we got the Rolling Stones still breaking legs. So why can't rappers, MCs, DJs do that?
Right. But you know what? I hope that our generation, man, can really get themselves together, because we're not 20 years old anymore. We can't do the same stuff that we were doing 20 years ago.
I know. 30
years ago. Like, you can't do that stuff, man. You can't sit around smoking weed all day.
Yeah.
Shit. You know, I'm not about that, man.
I mean, you can, but then you may have put yourself on an expiration date.
I mean, you know, but some people do, and they still go about their business.
That's
but
true.
Some people, it's just overkill. You know, it's just overkill, man. So
listen, man, after this interview, I need to go to sleep. No.
Yeah,
it's my bedtime over here.
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Drink water. Eat healthy. Try to cut out the grease, man, because that grease is killing a lot of us.
Yeah, clogging you up.
Clogging our hearts up. And
so
that's why, you know, I try to go to the gym and eat right and just try to stay healthy, because that's what it's
And you know what? You are a prime example of how that works, because look at you. You haven't aged a day. Like, honestly.
You know, I drink water and I listen to
drink water. Yep.
Hey, what is in that cup?
No, it's water. This is my water cup. Always. I only drink water. I want to really thank you again for taking the time out to talk to me. Aside from the fact that I wanted to catch up with you, this has been a great opportunity for us to reconnect. And I'll definitely be sending you some new music that you may want to play. Not for me, because I'm still waiting on Eric's sermon. But
hey, even if it's Amsterdam,
I know. Yeah, I got some stuff. I got some stuff for you.
Yeah.
But then also,
gotta be dope though. I ain't gonna play it.
I know. Listen, I'm not gonna send you trash. Come on now. You know me. So, so thank you so much. Yes.
One more thing. If you haven't already, please go check my daughter's website also.
Yes. I need to get her on here.
GloriaColston.com. That's GloriaColston.com. And she does a show Saturdays where she makes a beat live in front of everybody.
Listen, I've seen her videos. She's amazing. I need to get her as a guest on this show because she's inspiring.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that. But yeah, no, once again, thank you so much. It's so great to have your story a little bit. We may have to do a follow-up at some point because we have too much to talk about. You have too much valuable knowledge to give out. So, an hour is not enough.
Thank you once again. Shout out to everybody in Europe. I miss y'all. Can't wait to get back out there. And, keep doing your thing.
I will.
Great. You know, keep doing your thing, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I'll hit you up. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Stay safe in Florida.
I will. Lord Jazzville.
All right. So now you have to see yourself out because the button is gone. Yes.
Moses, peace. Hell's up. All right, Pay.
Bye. So yeah, it's so crazy that I have to ask my guests to see themselves out because Instagram has changed it where there's no button anymore. That was a great talk again with Lord Jazz from Lords of the Underground. Again, it's an hour is just not enough. I'm already going over an hour, but that's okay. We'll be ready again on Wednesday with another great producer, Keith Shockley. Anybody that knows hip hop has to know who Keith Shockley is. I can't wait to have this conversation with him. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate everybody for the support and watching. I hope you got inspired and motivated, or maybe just like a little hour out of your day that you didn't have to work or do anything else but tune in. I appreciate everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hope to see y'all on Wednesday. Peace.